This may be Sony's overall best versatile camera on the market as a 2024, the A7CII. Now, I am late to the party reviewing this thing. I mean, the party's gone. It's been over for a long time. Unfortunately, Sony Singapore only got these in for review a couple weeks ago. I know, 8 months later, it is what it is. But thank you, Sony Singapore. With that said, I'm not paid a sponsor for this video. My thoughts and my thoughts only. But I did take this camera with me to Scotland a couple weeks back for a trip for the launch of Wildmore Premium Blended Whiskey from William Grant & Sons. You'll be seeing more images in coming videos in the coming weeks because I actually brought a few cameras with me. A7CII for video, which I shot primarily on this. I used the new Ricoh GR3 HDF for the the high diffusion filter. Try that out. That'll be coming up very soon. And the Leica SL3 once again because I wanted some really fantastic image quality, and the camera delivers in spades. Anyway, we're talking about the A7CII today. And I will tell you this, I tried the A7C when it first came out a few years back when I was at Tech 360, and I like that camera. I got the silver version of it, a little bit more of that retro feel, but I felt a couple things. First, the EVF, very small, but it's very reminiscent of the APS-C cameras from Sony's lineup, so it is what it is. And number two was the grip. I mean, even though it felt pretty good, I had no home for my pinky, and I still don't have it on the A7CII, but you now can get an extension grip at the bottom of this. It does come with the A7CR from what I understand, but not with the A7CII. But what you get in this camera is pretty much the best of the best in terms of the hybrid systems. You get a 33 megapixel sensor, same as the A7 IV. You guys already know that because you probably watched many videos already. You're getting that new dedicated AI chip for autofocusing subject detection that you get in the A7R5, A9 III, ZV-E1 that is now inside this camera. You get really good video quality out of this. I mean, you can get up to 10-bit 422 internal on this, 4K 30 no crop, 4K 60 with the crop. You already know all this stuff, but I'm just trying to tell you, this is a very good hybrid system. In terms of photography, it is good. Is it not the fastest camera out there? But it definitely will do the job. You're definitely gonna get some up to, I think, 10 frames per second if you want to go burst mode on this, which is good enough. For most people that are gonna use this camera, that is more than adequate. But the size, the weight, the compactness, and the versatility make this one of the best travel cameras I have used thus far. And I even prefer this over the ZV-E1. Even though that has more video features, I like to take photos, and having an EVF on the back of this, having a mechanical shutter, having 33 megapixels is so much more useful than not having it. Now, some people say, well, but the ZV-E1 could do 4K 120. It's like, it's got all these different things. Look, 4K 120 to me personally, I feel that fat has kind of gone away a bit. Some of you may argue that, but let's be realistic. You can get still good slow motion with 4K 60. You can slow it down if you want to do that, or speed it up, however you want to say it. And do you need 4K 120 in this era that we're doing all these quick cuts for TikTok and Instagram, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera? Do you have time to use 4K 120? Now, if you're going to be using for more long form videos, like YouTube, maybe so once in a while, but is it necessary? Not really. You can get away with a lot with 4K 60. And if you got a bit of a crop, guess what you have? 2 legs, step back.
Oh my God, I'm fine. Everything is good.
Some people don't want to step back. Maybe they can't. I get it. That was a little bit of a joke. But what I'm trying to say is it is not a deal breaker. Colors out of this camera are fantastic. I really like the colors out of this. You're getting all the new focus mapping, all the new features that are inside most of the new camera systems. 7 stops image stabilization, which is fantastic. While it's not as good as the ZV-E1, I was walking around Scotland talking like this vertical because I needed to shoot it for Instagram Reels. And I was good. Just wrapping up our stay here at the castle. Now we're gonna go on a drive to go for a 2-hour hike. I was happy. I played back and I'm like, actually, this is a lot better than before. So Sony's really improved their image stabilization, and you see that here in the A7CII. Battery life for me was pretty okay, I have to say. No complaints. Obviously, it is going to be, with any camera system, you want to have more than one battery, so I would recommend getting a second battery, and if you need to charge it up, use a power bank, USB-C, you're good to go. So I didn't really face any issues, and I was out there in the wilderness in Scotland, and I was worried about those things, but lo and behold, this actually does hold battery life pretty well. But if you're going to be shooting 4K, consistently talking to camera for 15-20 minutes, yeah, the battery's going to drain. But photography, you're good to go. No heating issues. I was freezing cold anyway in Scotland, so there's not going to be any overheating issues. Didn't face any of that. I just really liked how compact it was, guys. That to me was one of the things that I appreciated, especially carrying, let's say, the SL3, which is a much larger camera system. And You know, obviously the GR3 is a very small one, but it's not meant for video. But having this for video, getting really good quality, but being able to hold this, even when I'm riding on a boat to get just say, let's say a side shot of me in the boat, I was fine. Stabilization was there, no issues at all. And the 1635 GM2 lens, which I've talked about in other videos, is an awesome lens to pair with this. Now, yes, they say the 2.5G lenses, I actually have that here. Excuse me, this is the FE4 to 5.6, but the 2.5s are roughly the same size, are probably better paired for this than, let's say, the GM lenses, which are much larger. But if you need the quality and the range of the GM lenses, it's good. Front heavy, yes. But if you're vlogging, do you even need a tripod or any sort of handheld thing? Just kind of hold it in front of you and just talk, and it's good. Or if you want to go vertical, there you go. Hold the lens, and that's how I did it, guys. Very simple, run and gun. And as you've been seeing through the video, some of the sample footage, it looked good to me. So that's pretty much it, because in terms of other accessories that I was using this Freewell V2 CPL VND filter on this. And this comes with various different rings that you can get, that you can magnetize to this or screw into this. Right? It's pretty good system, I have to say. I like it overall. The one thing that I don't like too much is that when you use the CPL, you can't tighten it down. So it's kind of like this. And then when you tighten it down, you're still going to get a little bit of play once in a while when you use the VND. Not all the time, but it does come into play. But it would have been nice if you could lock this entire filter down, use the CPL on its own without having to loosen this and kind of go this way, because then it throws off your VND and et cetera, you know what I mean? So maybe they'll do that in version 3, who knows? But in terms of color cast or any sort of issues, none whatsoever with this Freewell. It's actually a very good VND in that regard, and the CPL is fantastic. It's just the way that it mounts is a little bit finicky at times, but I'm very happy with it. And this has been my go-to for the past few months, doing all the video that I talk to on camera outside, either if it's Nikon or if it's Sony or if it's whatever system. I've got this filter with me all the time, and it works beautifully in terms of the color cast and the way it performs. I just wish it was a little bit more secure there. Okay, guys, that's pretty much it. It's a short video because everything that's been said about the A7C II can be said about it. I'm just talking to you from a travel perspective and thinking to myself, man, this is a really good all-around camera. So if you're thinking about this versus the ZVE1 and you like taking photos, just go for this. Trust me. It's got auto framing, like the ZVE1, which is fantastic, and you get 33 megapixels to play with. So in the auto framing, when it crops in, it's going to look better than the ZVE1. So keep that in mind. But it's got so many of the features that we're seeing in all the other newer alpha cameras in a very compact body. And I gotta say, if you're okay with one single SD card slot, micro HDMI, which if you don't even use an HDMI monitor, it doesn't make a big deal, this may be the camera to get if you're looking to get into a good hybrid system and you don't want to spend a lot of money. Anyway, guys, those are my thoughts on the A7CII. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. If you like this video, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. More content on the way. Thanks again for the support. Take care, stay safe, and I'll chat to you soon.